Hey, Stuart here. In this video, I'm going to give you a walkthrough of how to set up a project in Styck. And to set up a project, we go to our projects menu here and click on Set Up Projects. This screen here will hold a list of all our jobs we've got in Styck. It'll have that default project. So when you start using Styck, you get a default project that you can use for testing purposes. You've got a couple of filters, so you can filter the way that list is shown. And you've got a button on the right-hand side that says Create New Project. So by clicking Create New Project is how we add this new project. And it essentially opens up this side panel with the form to fill out, where we've got our project details at the start with a project number, a project name, and the status of the job. So we can choose what status this project is in. There is also an archive status. So when you archive projects, they basically become invisible for the rest of the software. You'll still see them in your project list here on this screen, but when it comes to your financial reporting, archive jobs are removed. So below that, you've got your project address details you can fill out, and then you've got your client details below that as well. So if the client details aren't in the system already, you can just click Add New, and you can quickly add a company on the fly where you can put in their name, the company name and the contact person's details as well. There is also an ABN lookup you can do as well at that time, where it's connected to the ABR register, so you'll be able to look up that person's ABN details there too. Below that, you've got contract details where you could put in a contract reference number, the start and end dates for the project. You can attach a copy of the contract. There's a notes area. These notes are just internal, so only you would see these notes that go in there. And then you've got like a contract value there. So that is what the contract value is for the job that you'd be able to insert there. And below that, you've got a progress claim breakdown. So when you're doing progress claims in Styck, this is where you get a contract works breakdown from. So when you're setting up the job here, you'd be able to do that. And so just to let you know as well, you could come back and do this later as well. By default, it'll just have one claim line. So if you wanted to work on your breakdown later, you can always do that. Likewise, if you had to adjust a breakdown, you could always come back here to an existing project and adjust a claim breakdown. But when you're setting up these progress claims, what you're doing there is you'll be able to click Add Line, and that's where you'll be able to put descriptions in and dollar values in, essentially breaking down that contract value into claim line items. And whatever you put in here, you'll be able to claim dollars and percentages against. There is also a copy breakdown for another project. So if you had a claim breakdown on another job that you wanted to reuse, you can just copy it and it'll bring that breakdown straight in. Below that, you've got a variation settings area where you could set a markup to place on variations. That's just used as a calculation tool. When you're doing variations, you'll be able to just apply that markup percentage. So if you have a relevant percentage for the job, you'd be able to put it in there. Below that, you've also got project retention settings. This is the client side retention. So if the client is holding retention on you, and you'd be able to set that up here, you'd be able to click on the retention type there and choose the applicable retention type for the job, enter in the first and second release dates. So very important there to know when the retention is going to be due back. And you've got a option there for retention being held on variations. So you'll be able to choose whether the retention is actually calculated on variations or not, on whether that box is ticked or not. Below that, you also have this option here, restrict project access. That is just a way you can choose who can and can't see a particular job. So you can control which members of your team can view a particular project. And then you've got your project income code. This is going to be relevant to your integration to your accounting software. Essentially, you want to know what income code this project going to be relevant to. So you may have divisions or different project types that you want to break out your revenue into. So essentially, it's just saying what code this project's going to be for. And to finish, you just click Create Project, and you're done. You've saved your project into Styck.